Hey guys, welcome back. As an apology for not being able to view my my perthensis, I thought I'd bring you a feeding video. I'm feeding frozen thawed rodents. I always thaw out a smaller prey item and a slightly larger prey item, just so that just to see if my um, younger girl will take the larger item, because I want her moving up prey size. Now this is kind of big. It is a hopper mouse. She's pretty small, but I think she did take this last time. And usually what I do with the smaller prey item, if she takes the larger item, is I give the smaller one to the male, because he's actually pretty big, and he's getting kind of rotund, a little bit overweight. So you can see the size of the rodent compared to her. It's actually quite large, but she can take it down. She'll eat it. She's done it before, and she's hungry. Like 3 days later, she sticks her head right there when she's ready to feed, and she kind of just waits for this to open. And I made these enclosures thinking they'd be perfect for these size animals, but I found, I believe somebody mentioned to me that they can be quite wandering in the evening time, these guys. I know they live in termite mounds and things like that in Australia, but they tend to be pretty active at night, sometimes ranging for miles at a time. So I'm actually going to move these guys up, and you can see my male right there. Now this male is given to me by a good buddy of mine. Guys, check these books out. If you haven't seen these books, check them out. Oh yeah, also this magazine, the Vivarium, old school, but you know, good stuff from the 90s. The Complete Carpet Python, the Complete Children's Python. It goes through all 4 species of dwarf Australian pythons, and then this German book that's been translated, Breeding Terrarium Animals. Top-notch stuff. A lot of the animals here aren't even in the hobby anymore because, guys, we didn't give a shit and didn't want to breed them, and now they're either not in the hobby, or you know, the countries that they originate from are just closed for export. So we need to really work with some of those obscure animals. And hey, ball pythons in themselves are beautiful animals, but they're kind of overworked. They don't need help anymore, and they just don't need help, period, in terms of keeping that side of the hobby going. So work with some of your obscure animals and see if you can get them going, because like I said, a lot of the ones here aren't even around anymore. They're not available in the hobby, so it's really important to work with well, these guys are available, to work with some of these animals that we have in here. A lot of amphibian species just not readily found anymore. Good book. A lot of it's outdated, of course, but a lot of it still rings true. It's an old book. But I'll take you out with some feeding shots. I've dried the rodents so that they don't get sand all over them. And yeah, you can see she's easily taking that prey item down. And if it drops to the ground, no worries, because rodent's pretty dry. But I think this male's going to finish. So I painted these Exoteras just to kind of give them a little bit more privacy. Painted the sides and the backs, as you can see here. But I made, you know, I wasn't patient, and I sprayed too many coats too quickly. And these backgrounds are just spray foam. I didn't do too good of a job because I didn't carve, and when you don't carve, the silicone and substrate won't stick to the foam properly. So I think once I get this guy moved up an enclosure, I will probably move these perthensis up to a larger enclosure, probably 20-gallon size about, and I will separate the viper geckos and put one in each of these. That way I can have an enclosure ready for when I don't want the female breeding too much. It takes a lot out of them, those viper geckos, to breed, and they'll lay many eggs a season, so I don't want to overbreed her, of course, when she becomes large enough and old enough to breed. But if you've looked at some of my past videos, you can kind of see how much this girl's grown. This is her compared to my index finger, so she's about index finger size. When I got her, she was for sure thinner than my pinky. She's grown quite a bit, and she's gonna pack on this on the ounces once she starts feeding regularly on these, older rodents that have a higher bone density and nutrition for them. But yeah, let me go out on just a little shot of her face eating. Thanks for watching. This video is getting kind of long. Check out the next one. Peace. Bye-bye.